In every village there's a man whose handiwork is unforgettable, but some tastes aren't born of joy, but of guilt. At 4 a.m. Shivpur, a small village in northern India, the entire village is asleep, but a stove is lit. On that stove sits a heavy saw, and beside it is Ramu, 45, a thin figure, whose complexion now reflects more fatigue than whiteness. Sleepless eyes, a weight on his face that's reflected in silence, not words. The chill of the morning, not the sesame seeds, and the sound of spices being ground on a stone comes from the kitchen. Ramu sits quietly, a stone mortar in front of him, cumin seeds, cardamom, and bay leaves in his hands. He grinds the spices as if he's praying.
Cumin seeds, 3 times. Cardamom, just 2. It shouldn't break.
He holds the bay leaf as if it were something delicate, as if it were broken, something else would break. Just then, the sound of footsteps at the door.
Ramu, so early again?
Yes, if the spices aren't ground properly, the taste will change.
You do it like this every day. 3 times cumin, twice cardamom. Never changed.
How can I change? My wife falls silent.
After a while, she asks softly,
Who taught me all this?
The one who taught me said, if you cheat with spices, you'll be dishonest with humans too.
Now that?
Now it's the same burden that steals sleep from my eyes.
Rooster's crow comes from outside. The village is awake, like every day, today too, because no one taught it this way, like a responsibility. By noon, the sun is overhead and a line forms outside Ramu's shop. Laborers, whose hands are covered in cement dust. The rickshaw puller, who drops off a passenger and comes straight here. The panchayat head, for whom a separate chair is kept. And sometimes even people from the city, who park their vehicles on this side of the road and follow the aroma. A single voice echoes outside the shop.
Ramu Bhaiya, bring out today's biryani.
Lid lifts. The aroma of cardamom and ghee wafts through the air along with the steam. People in line swallow their saliva unconsciously. But one thing bothers everyone every day. Ramu never eats the biryani himself. He doesn't taste it, doesn't make a plate for himself. He just serves it. Slowly, the villagers start talking. Papu, the confectioner, standing in line, clutches his plate and whispers to the person next to him, It's
so fragrant. And he doesn't eat himself. Are you crazy? He's a man who counts money. Where will you find time to eat? Or does he mix up some medicine? The
line falls silent for a moment. Ramu listens, but there's no wrinkle on his face. Papu looks at him.
Ramu, can I ask you something?
Ask me, why don't you ever eat your biryani? The people in line hold their breath. Ramu remains silent for a moment. Then he smiles. That smile isn't one of happiness, but one of concealment.
A confectioner's job is to feed, not to eat. The
line moves on. But doubt lingers. And Ramu says nothing. He just smiles.
Every night, the same shop is locked.
The fire in the stove is extinguished. The street falls silent. But Ramu's day doesn't end there. He sits down by the stove again. He lights a small fire, as if he doesn't want to wake up at night. He takes out a plate, not steel, but an old brass plate with scratches here and there, as if from memories of long ago. He pours the biryani on it. Not too full, not too little. A little ghee on top, and a whole cardamom in the middle. Ramu's fingers tremble slightly.
It's still the same as you liked it.
He covers the plate with a clean cloth and exits the shop's back door. The village streets are shrouded in darkness. Somewhere in the distance, dogs howl. Somewhere the sound of crickets. Ramu walks slowly, neither fast nor fearfully, as if this path has become a habit for him. There's a peepal tree near the cremation ground.
When the wind blows, its leaves brush against each other. One day, he sees a boy. His name is Chintu. He got up at night to pee. He sees a shadow in the distance, something covered in his hand. Chintu runs home. Chintu hurries home.
Amma, Ramu's mother was going to the crematorium.
Amma's face falls. The next morning, the news spreads throughout the village. Tea shops, hand pumps, temple steps. Everywhere the same topic of discussion. He goes every night with a plate of food and never eats himself. Now the fear isn't just in words, it's visible in their eyes. Some people stop eating biryani. Some, even after eating, come home to drink ganga water. Papu Halwai now speaks openly. I say this must stop.
Either tell the truth or close the shop. The
Panchayat head frowns. Ramu was a simple man.
But anyone who goes to the crematorium at night would be suspect.
One night, 3 people decide to follow him, Papu Halwai. A laborer, Bokwalu, and that boy, Chintu. All 3 walk a little distance away. Ramu walks ahead, plate in hand, back bent. Reaching the cremation ground, Ramu stops. There's an old platform under the peepal tree. A broken photograph rests there. Ramu places the plate and sits on his knees, his eyes closed. Even today, the meal is incomplete without you. The people standing behind hold their breath. No spirit. No mantra. Just a man crying. Ramu leaves the plate there and returns. In the morning, the villagers see the plate empty. No biryani, no sign, just silence under the people. The fear is changing now, because some mysteries aren't about ghosts, but about human pain, and Ramu's pain is now knocking at the door. Cots are spread under the banyan tree. The village head is in the middle, a crowd of people surrounding him. Some are angry, some are afraid, some have come just to watch the spectacle. Ramu sits apart, his shoulders bent, his eyes fixed on the ground. The head clears his throat. Ramu, the village is talking about you. The crowd stirs. Why do you go to the crematorium every night? Who is the food plate for? And the biggest question, why don't you eat your own biryani? Silence. Hundreds of eyes are fixed on Ramu. Ramu says nothing. The village headman asks again. Tell me, Ramu, this is a panchayat? There are no enemies? Ramu's fingers entangle themselves. His lips move, but no sound comes out. The whispers in the crowd turn to anger. See, he's hiding something. He practices witchcraft.
Such people shouldn't be allowed in the village. The
Crowd grows furious. Then a thin voice from behind calls out.
Pradhanji.
Everyone turns to look. It's Chintu, the village boy. His face pale, his eyes fearful, his hands trembling. Speak, son. Clearly what you saw. Chintu looks at Ramu. Ramu slowly raises his head. Their eyes meet. Chintu takes a step back.
I saw him talking to someone in the crematorium.
A moment, it's as if the wind stops. Then, what? Whom? Some women clutch their heads in fear at the spirit. Papu the confectioner whispers, I told you there's something. Ramu doesn't bow any further. His eyes fill with tears. His lips tremble. He slowly stands up. The crowd automatically falls silent. Ramu takes a deep breath.
Yes, I do talk, but not to the spirit. I talk to my mistake. I talk to my father.
Pradhan's voice softens. What do you mean, Ramu?
The day I tell the truth, even this biryani won't forgive me.
A tear falls from his eye. On the ground, The crowd is no longer filled with anger, but restlessness. No longer fear, but curiosity. Because now it's clear. What you hear now is not a story, but a punishment. Because some mistakes are not punished by the law, but by life.
15 years ago, the city's glitz. The big hotel, the glass doors, the white tablecloths, and a cramped kitchen in the back.
Ramu's son, Babu, was working there. Just 22 years old. Honesty on his face. Fear in his father's eyes. Fear of doing wrong. Babu was a cook's helper at a hotel.
Food is God, and lies are poison.
His father, Ramu, taught him this. One evening, the hotel is crowded. The owner enters the kitchen, greed in his eyes, urgency in his voice.
Today's mutton is from yesterday.
Sir, it's stale.
What will the customer know? Add spices, add ghee, and everything will be fine.
No, sir. What if something happens to someone?
Don't show too much honesty here. If you want to work, do it. Otherwise, the door is open.
Babu falls silent, but doesn't relent. The next day, newspaper headlines. Dozens sick from eating the hotel's food. Ambulance. Commotion. Police. The owner points his finger directly at Babu.
He's the one who handled the mutton. He's the one who was negligent.
Babu is stunned.
No, sir. I told him not to.
Police don't listen to him. The crowd doesn't want to listen.
Beat him. He's poor. He'll do anything. Put him in jail.
People shove him. Some spit on him. Some throw a shoe at him. Babu repeats the same thing.
I didn't do anything wrong. I swear to my father.
Shyam. Babu is alone in his room. An old photo of his parents on the wall. A police notice in his hand and the sounds of people. Outside, the cook poisoned him.
Papa, I didn't break your teachings, but I couldn't save you from shame.
Tear falls from his eye. And that very night, Babu takes his own life. Ramu stands before the crowd. His eyes red, his voice broken.
The day my son died, I swore I would never eat food cooked by myself because the stomach that fed him didn't save him. Appetizico gaya.
The crowd's eyes drop. Ramu's voice echoes for the last time. I go to the crematorium not to feed a soul, but to feed my son's truth.
The silence is no longer a fear, only shame and a father's lifelong punishment. Babu hadn't asked for anything before dying. No justice, no revenge, no screams. He left behind only a diary. The blue cover was torn at the edge. Its pages held not recipes, but the truth of life. The police found that diary useless, but for Ramu, it was his last breath. When Ramu opened the diary, it wasn't letters, but his son speaking to him. The last page. Ramu's fingers trembled. Tears dripped from his eyes, wetting the words. He had written,
If you ever cook in my memory, add honesty, not fear. Honesty, not fear. Babu, you turned out to be a bigger man than me.
After that day, Ramu made a decision. He never told anyone. Every night after the shop closes, he makes a plate of biryani. The same spices, the same count. Cumin seeds 3 times, cardamom 2 times, without breaking them. Because now he cooks for truth, not taste. He takes the plate and goes to the cremation ground outside the village. To the very grave where Babu slept. Ramu kneels down, cleans the soil from the grave with his hands, sets the plate down.
Eat it, son. I didn't scare you today. I didn't lie to anyone today.
He sits quietly for a long time. He doesn't cry, he doesn't speak. He just apologizes without words. That very day, the same hotel owner returns to the village. Ramu opens an old diary in front of everyone. When the truth is read, it does not make a sound. It attacks directly.
Ramu reads,
Today, the owner said stale mutton will do.
What will the customer know?
crowded. Hotel owner is drenched in sweat. Ramu reads the last line.
If you ever cook food in my memory, then mix honesty in it, not fear.
Diary is closed. There is silence. Suddenly, the hotel owner runs away, tearing through the crowd. No one stops him, because now everyone has seen his fear. That day the village learned that some tastes are not felt with the tongue but with the conscience.